Hi everybody and welcome to the Truck King YouTube channel. I am currently behind the wheel of the 2020 Chevy Silverado LT Trail Boss. This is the best off-road half-ton that Chevy will sell you today. And straight up, it is outgunned by the competition when you consider the Ford Raptor and the brand new Ram TRX. But don't worry, GM faithful, Chevy has a solution. In this video, we're going to talk about the upcoming Chevy Silverado off-road truck. We'll discuss what the name might be, what the engine might be, and then I'm going to show you some footage from the Best in the Desert race series where Chevy is currently developing most of the parts that are going to land on its brand new off-road monster. So we've got a lot to talk about. What are we waiting for? Let's do it. Look at what's coming, let's just talk about what is here. So this Silverado LT Trail Boss is a pretty good off-road truck. We did a full test on this truck. It's already up on the channel, so you can see how this thing tows, hauls payload, and off-roads on the hydro line. And honestly, the lift really helps. It gives it much better angles. The suspension is a little bit sort of cushier off-road than what you'd get out of a stock Silverado. But that's sort of the thing. This truck as it sits is more of a slow speed off-road truck. It's not something you want to just go bomb through whoops with, and that's really what Chevy is coming up with, because that's what you need these days. The Raptor has always been sort of that high-speed desert off-road package, and then I mean the Ram TRX, from the outset the Ram engineers told us that the goal with that project was to go 100 miles per hour through the desert. So you know, Chevy really has to step it up in the sort of the high-speed arena, and that's exactly what they're doing down there at Best in the Desert. I had a chance to go down to the Mint 400 in Las Vegas. Actually, it was my last trip that I've been on, period, before, you know, COVID craziness took over. Anyways, the Mint 400, Chevy brought me down to show me their Silverado Development truck, and I actually got to ride in that truck. And you can see a shot of it here. There I am, jammed in the back seat. It was not a comfortable ride, but boy, it was incredible to be out there on that racetrack, feel what the racers feel. So what's in that exact truck? It has a naturally aspirated 6.2 liter V8, so same power plant. The race truck has 35s on it. That's definitely important. That's something I can see coming to production for sure. And then the race truck's suspension is totally different. The new Silverado off-roader is going to use Multimatic suspension, the same company that puts the suspension into the ZR2, and based on what I felt from the back seat, the suspension in that Silverado couldn't even be compared to what I'm driving in right here. It was out there on that Mint 400 race course, just smashing into the craziest stuff. And sure, it was, you know, still bouncing all over the place, but the ride was way more controlled and way smoother than it would have been in a stock truck. Okay, so what does that all mean for the new production Silverado? Well, my gut kind of tells me that they'll just stick with this 6.2 liter V8, and let me say right now that I wouldn't be that upset. This is a great power plant. It has loads of power. It sounds incredible. It's, you know, great naturally aspirated linear power. None of that crazy turbo boost like you get out of the Raptor. So I wouldn't be that upset if they kept this engine. Although, I mean, here are the facts, right? The current Raptor already makes 450 horsepower, and when the new 2021 model comes out, it will probably have a lot more than that. That new Ram, I mean, 700 horsepower. It's insane. So I'm sure the Chevy engineers, they have to look at the competition, and if you consider what the competition is making, Chevy really should put some more power in here, maybe supercharge this engine, something like that, but I'm really not sure they're going to, and that's one thing I'll be really eagerly awaiting to see, is which power plant they go with in this new desert off-road truck. What about the name? Well, it sounds like it could be called the ZRX or ZRX for all my Canadians. I don't know why. after Ram just came out with the TRX, you would come out with the ZRX. To me, that just seems like, just do something original, Chevrolet. But, you know, that's the leading rumor right now. I believe there are even trademarks backing that up. So, yeah, it looks like it's going to be the Silverado ZRX. Let me show you some footage now from the Vegas to Reno Best in the Desert race. So, I mean, you're going to see the race truck here, and you can just see some of the punishment that it gets put through. These trucks truly get beat on in this Desert Race Series, which is one of the reasons why Chevy goes there. I mean, it's an amazing real-world test facility, and if something's going to break, it's going to break out there, and better it break on the race team and on Chad than, you know, a customer who paid all the money for that truck. No, sorry about that, Chad. I know you don't want your parts to break, but it's true, right? If Chad goes out there and breaks a whole bunch of parts, well, then Chevy learns the weak points in its truck, and it's able to then fix that stuff up. So, you know, I can't think of a much better, you know, arena to test an off-road truck than in these desert races, and I think the footage speaks for itself. And just to back my point up a little bit, this truck's got sport mode. Put your foot into it, uphill. Yeah. Oh, it sounds so good. It's not insane like the Ford Raptor is, and like I'm sure the TRX is going to be, but it's more than enough power. Okay, I just pulled back into my driveway because I want to read you these questions that I was able to actually ask Chad Hall and the Chevy race team. So first, I asked, why does desert racing make such a good place to develop an off-road truck? The answer: off-road desert racing is the most extreme environment a vehicle will ever encounter. Competing allows us to put our trucks to the ultimate test. High speed through bumps, jumps, rocks, dust, and extreme heat. Just one off-road race is more abuse on a truck than a full year of normal driving. We take what we learned from racing and transfer that into building durable parts and components that customers can buy. And I mean, the proof of that is the Chevy ZR2, the Colorado. That truck did the same thing. It was developed in the race series and then brought out to production, and that's a great little truck. Now, I really wanted to get a feel for timing, and sadly they will not give up anything on when we can actually expect this truck. So first, I just asked, how are you feeling about the development of the Silverado race truck, and has it been progressing like it should? The answer I got: the Silverado Trail Boss is tough right out of the showroom. Yeah, PR, blah, blah, blah. We are pleased with the development and durability of the parts on the Trail Boss race truck. That's really the key right there. That's what you needed to know. The rest was just hyping up this truck. Another thing is, I know that Chad Hall was pushing for 37-inch tires on the race truck. I thought maybe they would push it up for him, but no. The Trail Boss race truck runs BFG 35s, and that is definitely something I can see coming to production. And then, like I said, I was really looking for a timeline on when we're going to see one of these trucks. So I asked when we can expect to see these parts in production. And the answer I got is, many of the performance parts on the Colorado ZR2 race truck are available now. Development and testing of performance parts on the Silverado Trail Boss race truck remains on track. So all I got was remains on track. They won't actually tell me what that track is and when it runs out, when these things are going to actually be available. Now, I had to ask about the engine. So I asked, with the Ram TRX coming to market, Chevy has to bring some big firepower to the table just to be competitive. So will the horsepower under the hood of the Silverado ever grow to 500 plus? And the answer I got, well, isn't the best. So the race team says, race rules don't allow engine modifications. However, the Trail Boss race truck puts out more than 400 horsepower, just like this truck. This is the same motor available in the showroom floor. So with that answer, you know, rather than saying, yes, maybe we'll do something with more power, Chevy basically just says, look, we have a great power plant. It puts out more than 400. It works in desert racing. So that's sort of also why I suspect that when this truck comes out, Chevy might not actually chase those other high horsepower numbers, and they might just stick with this tried and true 6.2 liter. All right, everyone, well, that is it for this video. Now go below, let me know what you think of the upcoming Chevy ZRX. I honestly hope they don't name it that. I hope they come up with something more clever. They have the Trail Boss. Now they can have the Trail Corporal or the Trail Master, or I don't know, the Trail Commander. Ooh, what about the Chevy Silverado Trail Commander? I would prefer that to ZRX. Just some free advice for you there, Chevy, but I guess we'll see what you go with. Trail Commander's pretty long. It might be a little long to put a sticker like that down the side of the truck. Anyways, that is it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. While you are down there, hit like, hit subscribe, and then don't forget to come right back here to Truck King to see what we are testing next. See ya.